that you're not balanced and complete in your knowledge if you don't know how to take care of yourself. You're not balanced and complete in your knowledge if you don't know how to defend your family from external pernicious influence of disease, what we would call bad food, or bacteria, or environmental disorders, or pollution, like you don't know the value of just drinking clean water. You don't know that? A lot of people don't. Apparently, don't know that. Okay, can't take it for granted. And if you don't know how to maintain the health in your body, which starts with your mind, and then starts with your energy body. And guess what? You have 5 energy bodies. You don't have one. Buddhai science says 5 bodies called koshas. And each body, from the pranic body, okay, to the mental body, to the physical body, to the emotional body, to the blissful body, has a different nutrient requirement and has a different balancing requirement when it's not right. And these 5 bodies have to be in harmony. Practicing the martial tradition is very, very important for the pranic body. It's for the mental body. And I actually have to say this, it's balancing for the emotional body as well. Because martial arts tie the brain, body, and emotions together. But now we have other bodies. And we have our energy body, which is made up of chakras, and which is made up of prana. We say prana is what circulates. 5 different kinds of prana that circulate in the body based on region. We then have chakras. We then have secondary chakras called lom, and then we have tertiary chakras called marma, right? And so we learn the bodies, we learn the energy, and we learn how to maintain it. Okay? Now, let's, I'm going to do something here. Everybody up. Everybody up on your knees. Now, you can do this. So pardon my whirlwind lightning introduction, okay? But I run into people who have experience with Buddhai Sawan all the time who've never heard any of this. And I'm sorry, okay? But I'm not going to tell the story because nobody else has heard it. This is what I was put here for. This is what Wai Khruu Reishi said was my mission in representing Buddhai Sawan. He said, you're the medical guy. You get to be the medical guy. And I took it on. I said, okay, if he told me I was going to be the sword guy, I'd be the sword guy. If he told me I was going to be the spear guy, I would be the spear guy. If he told me, you're the medical guy. You got to master this like the sword. All right, so here we go. Now, so I already told you, well, first thing, the physical exercise of the Thai yoga, which is in the Buddhai Sawan tradition, is called Rusi, say that. Rusi. You roll the R, it's okay. If you can't, it's okay. Rusi Dotan. Rusi Dotan. Okay, it means the way of the rishis, or the rishi medicine, or the rishi yoga. Okay? How do you say yoga in Thai? Yoga, pretty much. That's how you say it. Okay? So, you why? Okay, with me? Alright. Come up. Alright. Point to the ground. And sweep. Inhale. Exhale. Point to the ground. And sweep. Inhale. Exhale as you sit. Point to the ground. Stab the earth. Breathe. Inhale. We did that 3 times. Alright, so the 3 times is Buddha Dhamma Sangha. It is for heaven, earth, man. Okay? It is for the law of 3. It is for many things that have to do with 3. 3 is very important in our overall worldview, if you want to say that. Okay? So when I why to the earth, right? And I stab the earth to pick up that earth prana, to pick it up, to make a connection with it. And then I make a big lift, and I pull it up. See, my hands are down, because I still have the earth. And I'm bringing it up to the heart. And then I bring it up to the Ajna chakra, or to the 3rd eye. And then, boop, the hands tilt up. And this is now to make the connection with the heaven. and then I bring it into my heart. Okay? And so it's down, step, inhale, big breath. From the belly, right? Look, tilt, and bring back. Right, so now we did that 3 times, right? Now I bend over, try and get, I'm an old guy, I can't really get this perfect anymore. So forgive me. But I can tell you what the idea is you bend over like a semi-crouch, try to get your back, your spine as horizontal to the ground as possible. Predict how long your arms are, okay? And now, open half a triangle, left hand, stab to the ground. 1, okay? To the ground. 2, you make the triangle. Now, put the top forehead into the triangle. Straight arms, lock, right arm. Now don't lift up your body. Left arm, and first push down, and then come up, pop, and back. 1. Lean over, left hand, right hand, back. Up, straight arms. Don't let your body move. Right hand, left hand, push down as you come up. Up, 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 pop, and back. 2. Bend forward, left hand, right hand, bow. Straight arms, right hand, left hand, push, inhale. Exhale. 3. So far, so good. Now 1 just big gathering. Wow. Just sweep. 1 big sweep. Right? 2 big sweep. 3 big sweep. So far, so good. Up. Hands shoulder width. Up, 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 up. Straight, 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 straight. And then stick your thumbs out. And as you sit, come down beside your head, across your collarbone, thumbs, draw a line down. 1, up and down. 2, up and down. 3, up, exhale, down. 1 more time, up. Cross your hands over your head. First, brush your head back. Brush the side of your neck. Brush down your chest, out your legs. Come up again. Cross your arms. And come down across your arms. And down. Big circle. Hit it hard. Big circle. Hit it hard. Again. Hit it hard. Take your hands like you pick up a handful of dirt, throw it behind you, and then come back to here. Here's where we vary, do a little vary. Now, you can sit any way that's comfortable. So, you can sit. This is called respectful sitting. Right? You can sit in the modified Taylor's pose, right? If you can't bend your knees, whatever works, right? I had a teacher, actually, a woman teacher, Toshi her name was, and because of a ski accident, she couldn't neither bend her knees very well, nor could she straighten them completely. And she was one of the most powerful teachers that I had as far as the Wai Khruu and the energy, but she could neither bend her knees nor could she straighten them completely, right? So whatever you can do is okay, but do, that's the main thing, but do. And even just like this is okay, okay? I'm just gonna get comfortable, right, for a minute. Here we go. Out. Now, there is a breathing with this. I'm not going to emphasize the breathing just to make it a little easier for us for a few minutes. Big circle. And when the hands come back, take your right hand and turn it palm face you. Take your left thumb, put it below the line of knuckles on the outside of the hand. Reach around and grab the base of your hand. Now that means my right finger can kind of point at me. Can you wiggle your right finger and kind of point at you? Now as you take, we'll do the first one, I'll show you how the breathing works. But you draw a line down the center of your body, but don't let the hand turn in until it locks. Draw a line until you break that wrist and you have pressure. And if you went, it's got to bottom out like thump. Okay? And then you would hold that for a 5 count as you exhale slowly. And then you would inhale as you take it out and come back with the left hand, right hand on top, same position here. Draw the line down the center of your body till it locks. Okay? Look. That's the thing. Now, these fingers on the thumb. See where see out of the base of the thumb. Okay? So it locks, and then go a little further. Hold that position under tension. Listen, if it hurts you too much, don't go so hard. See how my thumb is below the line of the knuckles? Okay? For 5 count, also exhaling slowly, and then inhale, draw it, reverse the line, up, out, and down. Okay? Now from there, bring this hand over, parallel to the floor. This hand comes over and grabs the wrist with the first finger and the thumb as best you can. Now, the fingers are lined up with the forearm. You see this? Turn your hand out so you can kind of visualize what I'm doing here. All right, palm down, take a big breath. And as you exhale, start to fold the wrist, the elbows in, without letting the fingers slide out as far as you can until it, chunk locks. Now, if you're, 20 years old and you can bang your elbows together, then that's the position. So if you can touch your elbows together, that's the position, right? But if you can't, it's okay. So again, we hold this for 5. Now from the side, I hope you can tell I'm not holding this tight to my body, nor is it flat out. It's about 45 degrees. Then at the end of the 5 count, as I inhale, I evenly release the pressure, right? And this time, instead of waving out the hands, I'm going to rotate. Take a nice big breath. And exhale as I bend in. Once I get to the bottom, continue the slow exhale, count to 5, and then bring it up. Okay? And out. You can always, whenever you feel a little stressed or you need a little extra space, let your hands come out and just put them just like this. It's grounding and centering, right? But sit up straight though. But sit up straight. And also, by the way, little tidbit. Straight means the spine is pushed forward, the shoulders are back, the chin is tucked, and the head is relatively close to being on top of the shoulders. Okay? So this is not straight. You got to bring it up. Okay? Now, again, all right, the hands come over, and this time I face the right hand out, straight out, and the left hand crosses it, makes it cross like this. Fold the fingers. Okay, so far so good. Have your thumbs tucked, right? All right. This one's a little trickier in a way because what I'm going to do is, as I take a nice big breath, and as I start to exhale, I fold the elbow in while turning up on the hand as far as it'll go. Try to keep the fingers horizontal to the ground, and then you crunch and twist until it locks. Sit up straight. Inhale, big breath. And by the way, the breath is here. Watch. So when I say, because I see some of you, when I say take a big breath, I see your shoulders go whoop up, whoop up. Okay? Watch this when I take a big breath. Just watch this area. Okay? You can also observe the shoulders, right? Big breath. Biggest breath I can take. Exhale. Inhale. 3-part breath. Exhale. So shoulders should not move. Okay? So all the breathing is here. Okay? Now, so we're here. Fold in. Hold for 5. Inhale when you release. The reason we inhale when we release is we're trying to tie in both to the nervous system and habit, okay, that there's a relationship between stress in the body and the breath, right? So when we're releasing key postures, we breathe in a certain way. We're trying to train ourselves to breathe when we're under stress in a very particular way. That way, even if you get hit by a truck and the truck lands on top of you in the driveway, you can still breathe. And it won't kill you. And by the way, that's how people do those kinds of demonstrations. Okay? I just told you a secret, right? Okay, left hand out, right hand cross. Right? I do this to emphasize it, right? See how I got the elbow up, right? Fold. Now, take a breath. Exhale and drop in and turn up. Don't let your hand roll over. Keep your hand, try to keep your hand there as much as you can. Bring the elbow in. Now those of you who've been practicing your grappling a little bit, maybe some jiu-jitsu or some other arts, you'll realize that we're also practicing joint locks. Okay? One point, and I know it's basic, but it's advanced at the same time. One of the reasons you do joint locks is not just to damage the joint. In the center of every joint is a secondary chakra, which is called a lom in Thai, L-O-M, lom. Okay? When I bind the joint, I trap the energy in the energy center in the joint, in the lom, and it weakens everything below it and everything above it. And when I lock and trap the joints of the hands and arms, well, what are the sen lines? That's Thai energy lines, prana nadis in Ayurveda. But what are the sen lines? What do they have to do with that go through my hands and arms into the core of my body? Lung, large intestine, heart. Lung, large intestine, heart. Okay? So when I do a good joint lock, it causes you what? Emotional stress. It's not just a pain. You actually psychically feel like you stepped into a bear trap. You want to get loose. It's upsetting. Why is it so stressful when you're at a good lock? Why is it so stressful? And well, it's not just because of the nerve pain. It's because we're actually cutting off the prana to the heart and lungs. So guess what, dude? No heart, no lungs working well. Guess what you are? It's a little like you're dead. It's a little like you're dead. So when I do an effective joint lock and I lock it and I trap the energy in that lung, you immediately, your heart starts to race and your breath gets very shallow. And instinctively, that tells you that you're in threat of dying. Even though I have only pressure on your wrist, but your being is telling you, well, we could expire. We got to get out of here, right? So let's not have the first time you have that experience be with someone who doesn't like you. And then also, what am I doing? When I bring energy, attention, consciousness, breath, and pressure to the lung, on purpose, okay, I am now getting in touch with my energy and getting in touch with how energy works in my own body and increasing the flow of chi because I'm bringing consciousness to it. Okay, here we go. So we did this and lock. So it's what? All right, so let's review real quick. Position 1, down the center and lock. Now, don't let your finger slide up. Don't let this finger slide up. Keep this below the line of the knuckles, between the first and the fifth and fourth metacarpal, right here. There's actually a pressure point there. Right there is where we want it. The fingers around the thumb, and then use your pinky and visualize a line down the center of your body. That puts you in exactly the right place. Note to self, this is also conditioning the grabbing hand. It's making your grabbing hand stronger, and also teaching you how a proper wrist lock in this position is supposed to feel when you're strong, right? And on the receiving side, right? And we want to increase the range of motion and facility of my wrist, right? All right, but I'm also working all the energy lines that go through all my fingers and all my wrist and all my arm, and that's primarily heart, lung, and large intestine. Large intestine, oh my God. Are you telling me that if I'm having digestive issues with my digestion, diarrhea, and or constipation chronically, that by doing wrist locks and releasing the energy in the trap in the loam in my wrist, I might actually have a beneficial effect on my digestion? I'm telling you, yes. It's a self-treatment for digestive. In our language, it's called gut dysbiosis. Okay? It helps change the pH in the intestines. Believe it or not, you can change the pH in your intestines with external pressure. Okay?
Ajahn,
yeah.
We have 5 minutes.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Yep.
All right, so we went 1. Okay? Then we went over and under, elbow bend, 2. And then we went palm out, 3. Okay, so far so good. Let's do one more. Now, hands out, just to kind of clear the chi, right? And then swoop the right hand up into what my teacher Francis Fong taught us was called Tan Sao. And even when we did this in Thailand, I couldn't get the Tan Sao out of my head, because the first time I ever learned this position was in Francis Fong's kitchen in his one-bedroom studio in 1978. Okay, and so that's programming. It's Tan Sao to me, it'll forever be Tan Sao. Now take your left hand over to your elbow, right? Now remember, it's as much about the energy as the position. We brush out to the fingertips. When you get to the fingertips, elbow tight to the body, or as tight as you can get. Fold those fingers down, right? Sit up straight, right? Now not flat, but not too high. There's what we call the sweet spot, where when I pull in with my left elbow, everything locks together. And I feel the heart line, right? This makes your heart jump. That's what that is. That's the heart line. So I lock it in there, right? Hold for 5, and then ease off, but don't let go. Now, grab the little finger. Oh no. Now, due to the little finger by itself, what you just did to the whole hand. Lock, and then pull up and in. Pull up and in with the left hand till it what? Locks. It shouldn't be happy. If it's happy, you're not doing it right. All right? Second finger, right? Ring finger. Right? Pull down. Pull up and in. So elbows against your body. Pull up and in. Release. Third finger. Pull up and in. Release. Index finger. Pull up and in. Till you feel the heart. You should feel this line every time. And now, grab the thumb. The arm is centered. Pull in and back as far as you can till it locks. Now look at your hand. Lean over and look at your hand. Is your palm white? Is your palm white? It should be. If it's not, you got to lift your arm a little bit and then pull inward a little bit more till you get the lock. Now do you feel it? Okay. Now release. Out. Left hand. Up. Inside elbow. Brush out to the finger. Tuck in. And pull back. You feel it? You got to feel it. Now, I'm trying to get my elbow on the center line. I realize that may not be possible for everyone. It's okay. Get wherever you can get. But look at my palm. Is it white? Is your palm white? Okay. Then ease off, but don't let go. Now go 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, quick review, right? Draw the line down the center. 1. Come up, palm down, overhand, elbows together. Face. Now, get up into the crease of that wrist, right? Tuck those fingers tight to the forearm. Get your elbows up. See? Not like this, like this. Because the energy starts where? In the shoulders, right? Now drop the elbows in till you get the vice grip on your wrist. Vice grip. Now those fingers are not tucked, which I can see some of you, you're letting your fingers be a little sloppy, a little weak. You got to get them tucked in on the line, right? Okay, that's 2. Ease up, turn the palm out. Make that cross, grab from the top, and now try to keep this stabilized while you drop the elbow in toward the center line, turning up at the same time till it locks. Okay, and then release. Now, Tansao. Start here, brush out, and fold. And then we did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, now we're going to call it the first half of the Rishi Yoga. Okay, we did Wai Khruu, a little review, breakdown step in Wai Khruu. Then we did the first 4 positions of the hand yoga, of the Rishi hand yoga. Okay, with a breath emphasis, which you can work on for a long time. Okay. And there are 101 more positions. There's 100 and actually sorry, there's 108 positions. So we did the first 4, so 104 more positions. Normally in beginner class, I only teach the first 8. All right, now last thing I'm going to do before Pat throws something at me is I am going to do the healing mantra, okay, which is the morning meditation, which the first part, every monk in Thailand does every single day. Every single day. The second part is specific to our school. So this is the mantra that Paul Khruu used to do in the blessing ceremonies with the big bowl of water and the candles and the big toxin sword and all that. So this is the mantra, okay? I'm going to do it. You don't have, if you don't, I'm not assuming that anybody knows how to do it. But it's a good mantra. In my school, we do it twice a day. We always do it at the beginning of the meditation practice day, and then we do it the last part of the day before we bow out. Okay? Just like we used to do at Buddhai Sawan. We used to do meditation in the morning, and then we would do a meditation in the afternoon, and big ones for special occasions. Okay? So the hands are here. Now, by the way, I don't care if you're, this is not about being a Buddhist, okay? The why is actually has many meanings. It's Namaskar Mudra. It's actually a yoga posture to bring energy to the microcosmic orbit, okay? And when all the fingers are touching, all the meridians and all the chakras are connected, okay? So Namaskar Mudra is what we do when we start the why, okay? And also, it is a way of saying that which is sacred within me observes, respects, and pays respect to that which is sacred in you. So there's nothing about a deity. There's no Buddha, no Jesus, no Muhammad. That's why even Muslims, why? Okay? Because the actual mudra, which is this position here, is called a heart mudra. Okay? Some people say it's the first Kuan Yin mudra, but that's another story. Yeah. All right. So anyway, we'll start here, and just bear with me for a moment. It won't take long. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Om namo shivago silasa aham kaluniko sapasatanago sata tipamantang suryajantango malapato pakasesi wantami bantito sumehaso. That's just the first part. I'm not going to do the whole thing. It's just the first part. Okay? So, there we go. Thank you very much. The next time we get together, I've already covered some history. I've already covered some philosophy. I've also covered some Ayurvedic theory, the first 4 positions. The next lesson, we'll do the second 4 positions, and we'll just practice them until you can do them at home. Okay? And this is to balance your energy, to correct any disturbances that you have in your arms and hands and wrists and fingers, which is going to be helpful for what? Everything, right? And everything we're doing for the hands is beneficial for the whole body. Build your immune system, detoxify and de-stress your nervous system. It's relaxing, right? And empowering, right? And also, it's part of our tradition. So, God bless. Thank you very much. Thank you.